I'm putting out videos like crazy. Damn, this is my game. Today, Huawei P9 Plus. I finally got it after like 1 week of a few things that didn't work out. I want to share my first impressions with you. Keep it short because usually these first impressions turn out to be kind of like a review already. So, let's jump into the design and build quality. The first thing that I have to mention about this phone is the back, because it is so odd. As you can see, it's super crazy shiny, and even though the device is out of metal, it doesn't feel like it at all, because it has, if you can maybe see that, a clear coating on it, and therefore it already feels more like, for example, the glass on the S7, which is really odd because you have the feel in hand of a glass device with a device actually built out of metal. And one thing that is odd, since it's maybe a little bit thin metal, this for me actually sounds more like plastic. I highly doubt that this premium device is made out of plastic, and it doesn't really make a big difference. Yes, it attracts a lot of fingerprints, but it still feels great. It's just a little bit odd, and I will definitely be interested to see how over the next few days this will maybe change. The fingerprint reader still works blazingly fast. It doesn't seem to be as good as in the OnePlus 3 anymore, because that one seems to be the fastest one, but still, I like it. Here we have the two cameras. The flash seem to be the same as on the P9, I'm pretty sure of that. Then we have an RR blaster, something actually different here, the microphone, SD card and SIM card tray on the bottom, USB Type-C, the speaker that actually works together with the earpiece, same as on the HTC 10. I will get to that in a few seconds. And the headphone jack with a microphone. The button, which is really nice, has some nice little red accent, and it definitely looks cool. The button still perfect tactile and audio click feedback, same as for the volume rocker, couldn't feel any better. The device very grippy on the sides. Overall, I absolutely love the design, feels still great, and for a 5.5 inch definitely very compact since it's so thin. But it feels a little bit odd. I will have to get used to that, I think, over the next few days. So let's get into the display. The odd thing is it is a 5.5 inch AMOLED display, and therefore doesn't seem to be crazy sharp. Because, of course, I'm not someone who says 1080p isn't sharp enough, but you definitely on 5.5 inches already on an AMOLED notice that it's just not as sharp as, for example, on 1080p IPS display with this size. But the overall qualities are absolutely great. You still have a color temperature control. I set mine actually to cold just because I prefer that. Maximum brightness seems great. Viewing angles are top notch. Color calibration seems great. The black, of course, since AMOLED is killer, and the white point is absolutely great. So far, I'm absolutely pleased with this display, but I think for a flagship, it could actually be a little bit more high-res. Maybe not more high-res, but yeah, that's a trade-off. Either you get the AMOLED qualities that a lot of people like, and therefore lose a little bit of sharpness. But yeah, don't really want to get too much into that. Okay, let's check the sound. So as you can see, this one is for the bass and mids, and this one for the highs, same as on the HTC 10. What I noticed though, that if you block this one, it seems like almost have no power here, because it for me sounds like 90% here, 10% here. But overall, the sound is absolutely great because it is very, very loud. And due to now having kind of a front facing, it actually sounds better. It still sounds like it would come more from the left due to the highs being on the left side or on the right, depending on how you hold it. But it is overall a really satisfying speaker nonetheless. Headphone jack quality still is a little bit of a weaker part, because compared to the S7 it can't hold up, and for example a proper headphone can't be, in my opinion, driven loud enough. But earphones, absolutely no problem, sound great. The performance here, and I already praised that on the P9 Lite, so it's highly unlikely that something would have changed, because crazy super buttery smooth, as you can see, very consistent, little to no lag. Jumping between the apps works absolutely brilliant. As you can see here, super nice. You can make fast flicks, everything great. We have 4 GB of RAM here instead of 3 on the P9 Lite. Okay, there's a P9 Lite version, or a P9 version with 4 gigs as well, but usually only the 3 GB version is available. So as you can see, performance is top notch. The 4 gigs of RAM do a great job once you allow more apps to be protected apps, because the RAM management due to protected apps is quite harsh. Gaming performance so far seems really good. Definitely will need to make my stress test and all that. Battery with 3400 milliamp hours, it's bigger. And since AMOLED is quite efficient, I expect very good battery life. Can't judge it so far yet. It seemed to be very promising, but I would say wait for that on the full review. The software, not much has changed. It is still EMUI 4.1. Don't have a theme here, but if you maybe check my Honor 5C review or the P9 Lite, I think there I used an Android theme, which makes it look a little bit more like stock, but I definitely still like it because it's one thing that is actually odd. Let me quickly show you that if you go here into long press, it will show you this application is not supported by dual window. The odd thing is I found no app that was, because no matter what I did, every app, even the Huawei apps, show me this, and there is no option to turn on or turn off dual window. So I think that must be kind of a bug in the software they should get rid of. The camera, if it's the same on the P9 as it should be, then expect really great picture shots and still, I would say, above average or at least good video quality. It's just not on a flagship level here. So far, after using it for one day, what is the main things that I want to mention? Definitely the build quality, it feels great, thin, absolutely great. The display could be sharper, but the qualities are absolutely top notch, and I will definitely need to use it for a few more days to see if it actually feels less sharp than some high-end phones otherwise. What else? Performance, absolutely top notch. Sound is really good, not so much on the headphone jack. Battery life, I guess, will be good, we'll be seeing, and the camera. So that would have been my first impressions. Keep in mind, not the full review. I will make my full camera test, the battery test, the stress test, check out a little bit more and see if something changes. But I really like to share these 24-hour later videos for you to see how I think after one day and how I think maybe like after a week or so. So this is why I make them. If you like them, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more, and I wish you a nice day. Bye. Until next time.